When I started, I thought it was all about the horses. And then I found out that it was more about the people. And the horses were just a tool to reach the people. I prayed about it. And I said, well, what am I going to say to this lady when I say I want to start a shelter? Because there was no shelters at the time. And her husband had started with a few horses, bringing them in and just getting them rehabbed. So I went to her with the idea, and I said, I really feel like this has been put on my heart to start a shelter here. And I said, and I've been given a name. I said, I don't really understand it. It has something about beginning again. And she started to cry and weep. And she went and got an aerial photograph. And underneath the aerial photograph, it said Begin Again Farms. And her husband had named it that. And I had no idea that that was the name of the farm. And she said, this is meant to be. She said, because otherwise you would have never known that. She said, this is supposed to be. So it's been a really nice, neat journey. And it wasn't long after I started it that I got sick. They told me I would be in a nursing home. I would be in a wheelchair in a nursing home within 2 years after I was diagnosed. And that was 17 years ago. And that's when they wanted me to stop. And I had to go out there to the farm and stand around and look around and say, okay, if I wasn't doing this, who would not be alive right now? And what people would not have been helped by these animals? And I realized then I couldn't stop, no matter how sick I was. And they even actually brought me in and said, we're going to retest you because you're not having the symptoms. And they retested me, and it was definitive again. They said, you definitely have it. We don't know why that you're doing so well, but they said it must be the horses. So the horses give me a calmness, and they really help me, I think, get through this. You know, people want to bring me all kinds of animals, like buffalo and things, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can only deal with, this and cats, and now the rooster, and I have one pig. So, and those are just things that got dropped off. As long as he's coming through this, then I feel good about what I'm doing. Hopefully we save the eye. Simon is special, but every horse at our place is special. And that's the thing that, there's not one horse out there that I would not do the same thing for that I'm doing for Simon. I would be there night and day if I had to, and there's not horses out there that I haven't done that for or wouldn't be willing to. It doesn't matter if they're a $10 horse or a $100,000 horse. To me, they all deserve the same thing, and we get a lot of what people consider throwaway horses. And the thing with the throwaway horses is they actually end up helping people in a way that they're priceless. To me, they're priceless. They're worth their weight in gold. So the way I run it is I run it on faith. It's a faith-based operation. And I feel as long as we're supposed to be here, we'll be here. We're having these little stickers, and it has a horse and it says, who rescued who?
This story was crafted during the 11th annual Woodall Weekend Workshop, which is run by the University of Georgia's Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication with the generous support of Linda and Henry Woodall. Additional logistical support was provided by the Columbus Ledger-Inquirer.